For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Susan Johnson. I am a nutritional therapy practitioner. I'm also the founder of the Kick Cancer Movement, and I'm a presidential diamond with doTERRA essential oils. And I use this space each week just to educate and empower you guys on really how to live your healthiest life. And so I wanted to talk to you today about a big change that we made in our family. And I imagine that if you read the title, and you saw what I talked about on Instagram stories, advertising about my live, and then over on Facebook, I shared with you what I was going to be talking about today. You're probably jumping on going, wait, she stopped feeding her kids breakfast? And you might be close to like calling CPS. I'm not really sure. But I wanted to grab your attention because this has been a really, really big change in our life for health, but actually it's been more of a change emotionally for all of us. So let me give you a little bit of history. Before I do, I ask you to share this because here's the deal. What I'm going to tell you has the potential to change the trajectory of your entire day and all the days moving forward that your children are going to school. So think of all the people that could benefit from that, and go ahead and share this because we want to make change for our families and for our kids, okay? So we started back to school after winter break, and my kids are transitioning into more of a full-time school program. They've been homeschooled, they've done a hybrid program, and now they're going back into more full-time school. And we noticed that, oh my gosh, the mornings were awful. You guys, there were multiple mornings that my kids left, and I was almost in tears in regret. I was feeling awful about how the morning went. So can anybody relate? Do you guys have mornings when you're getting your kids ready for the day and it's just pulling teeth and it's high stress because you're in a rush, you're trying to get all the things done? Or is it just me? I mean, somebody, come on, make me feel a little bit better about myself. Am I the only person in the universe falling apart in the mornings when I'm trying to get my kids out the door? And we just noticed this huge amount of stress that it was triggering. And I hated the idea that my kids were starting their day off with stress. Thank you, Fallon, for confirming me. My kids were starting their day off with stress, and I'm feeling stressful. And they walk out the door, and you guys, within minutes, I'm like, should I get in my car and drive to school to apologize? Like, that's how I was feeling. And this is not healthy. It's not healthy for anybody to be starting their day that way. And I want my kids to walk in confidence, and I want them to leave their home in this comfortable, awesome feeling and walk into school knowing they're going to do everything that they should do and feel really good and confident about it. So I sat down one day, and I was just thinking through the morning and like, how can I make change? Right? That's the only way that we start to see improvement, is when we actually take the time and we're intentional about making change. How can I make change in our morning routine that's going to allow us to still get everything done we need to get done, but make it peaceful and productive and enjoyable? And you know what the place of contention was that was causing all the stress? It was breakfast. It was breakfast. You guys, I'm a nutritionist. I come here every week and I teach you about how you need to stay healthy by eating healthy foods. And so, of course, that's a big priority in our home, right? And here, this meal that's the first meal of the day that absolutely needs to be a really nutritious meal was causing all of the stress. And I don't know if you know this, but when you're under stress, did you know that your body actually shuts down the digestive process to respond to the stress that you're experiencing? So now all this healthy organic food that I'm giving them is completely going to waste because their body's not even absorbing it and digesting it because they were stressed and I was stressed as they're having to force feed themselves breakfast in this short amount of period of time. So here's the conclusion I came to. I can't sit my kids down and force them to eat a meal within 10 minutes of waking up and have them eat that meal within a certain amount of time to get them out of the door. It wasn't working. So what's the solution? I stopped feeding them breakfast, but I am sending them out the door with something full of nutrition. And I wrote on the blog this week at susanjohnson.com/blog, and Facebook, it is linked. You can easily click on the link when we're done with this live and go read the article. And I shared 4 recipes with you. Facebook, I'm gonna upload this to IGTV. You will have the link for the blog post as well. I started doing smoothies. And here's what I do. I'm not gonna tell you the recipe because I want you to read it. And there's 4. We played around with some different recipes. My kids are completely opinionated, and they shared with me what didn't work and what did. So I kind of combined the recipes that everybody agreed on that were full of nutrition, but still, it just brought so much peace. So now in the mornings, you guys, we goof off, we talk, we hang out. I'm making their smoothie and they're just sitting at the bar in the breakfast area just talking. And so it has reduced the stress tremendously, and my kids are still leaving the house with a nutritious meal. And I pack them a little bit of a heartier snack for their first morning snack, just in case they're not getting enough fat and protein in that smoothie, or if they need a little bit more substance. But smoothie was the answer to all of our morning problems, and I could not help but share that with you. So again, if you're noticing that your mornings they're filled with stress and contention, find out where that place is, sit down, and if it's breakfast, I have a solution for you. And you can read the blog post to find the recipes that we're using, and it's super simple. You need a NutriBullet or a blender. I also shared our smoothie cups that are super convenient, really easy to use. They're glass, but they're covered and protected, so if they drop them, they won't break. So I hope that helps you. And again, I encourage you guys, it's just, I know, a little bit more of a life lesson, but when you're walking in a season of stress, or you're in this particular place in your life where you're noticing that there is more stress, whether it's around homework or it's around working out or whatever it is, sit down for a minute and reflect on, why are you having that stress? Why are you experiencing that stress? So that you can make change. The only way you're gonna make change is if you acknowledge there's an issue and you take the time to find it. So we did that with breakfast, and I hope it helps you as well. So you can actually